I'm headed to Vermont this morning. As you can see, it's kind of a rainy day. It is what it is. I think, you know, coming back to New England, that gray thing is going to be my biggest problem. Because, you know, I'm used to every day is basically sunny. You might have some clouds, but it's relatively bright. And that's been for a lot of years. And I remember when we were here, the gray and the winter and everything else would like kind of make me crazy in the head. So I know when we get all done and situated and everything else, there's going to be trips to sunnier places in the winter, because that aspect, as I've gotten older, hasn't gotten any less. Cloudy, gray days, and if you've watched this channel before, you know I've said that before. I don't do well with gray. Just stopped and got a coffee. It's just the beginning part of the trip, but it's going to look like this all the way. I mean, I was supposed to be doing, you know, digging the foundation hole and putting the driveway in, but the ground up there, everywhere around, is just too wet because it just hasn't drained. It hasn't been warm enough. So anyway, there's not much I can do. So I've got other pieces. I got to go to the lumberyard, check on roofing trusses. I got to see the bank. I got to. So we'll get all that stuff done. And tomorrow is our grandson's birthday. So that'll be that. And then next week I got a few other things to do. I got to talk to the. Oh, this week I got to talk to the soil engineer guy to make sure all is well in that department. This doesn't look good. No, he shredded his tire. Yeah. The alpacas are out. Enjoying the nice rainy day, I guess. Oh, still a couple piles of snow here and there, that attached. I'm up at the top of Crawford's Notch, and the water is really flowing everywhere. And there's still, today's May 10th, there's still places along the side of the road and in the woods here and there that you can see piles of snow. May 10th. Plenty of snow this winter. If you remember seeing the banks on this road were just solid. It was really strange because as soon as I got to the top of Crawford's Notch and started down, the wind on this side of the mountain is like really blowing. And that's one of the things I don't like about this Forester, is that because it's so tall, when you get in the wind, it moves it around side to side. So, I mean, it's not terrible or anything, but it's just one of those things I'm not real thrilled with. And when I went to the Subaru dealer, And I mentioned that, they were like, "Oh yeah, they've fixed that." So they knew it was a problem, and it wasn't just me. I don't know. They couldn't have tested that beforehand and put it into the vehicle. You know, I don't know. It is what it is. Well, I'm in Vermont. I went to the bank, took care of all that. I went to the lumber yard, checked on time frames for trusses, metal roof, that kind of stuff. So got that all done. This is working out a lot faster than I had anticipated. The next thing I've got to do is I'm going up to Burke Mountain, and I'm going to buy season's passes for Sid and I, because next year there's not going to be beach walking, there's going to be snow skiing. Probably more me than her, but I think she'll get back into it again, as long as I take it easy and only have her ski on the bottom of the mountain. Hopefully. Okay. This is East Burke, Vermont. West Burke is on the other side. You can see that sign. It's 5 miles from there. But I got to go up to Burke Mountain, and this is downtown East Burke. It's kind of downtown. Okay, well, that's downtown, and this is where Burke Mountain is. Okay, so this is Burke Mountain, and I can't remember. We did the inside. We didn't do the outside. A number of years ago. I don't know where I'll be, but we renovated the inside of that lodge, or a good portion of it. Well, there it is. Next year's winter activity. Burke Mountain's like 7 miles from the house. So, really wasn't very expensive. Sid's going to get hers when she comes. And you come up here, if it's busy or it doesn't look good, it's 7 miles. It's not like driving 100 miles to get to a ski place. So that's going to be part of next winter's activity, I think. Oh yeah, it's pretty wet. Guess it was a good decision just to say, yeah, we're gonna wait till June, because we'd end up with a swimming pool. Well, mountain still has snow on the trails. I didn't see that because I was up close to it before. I don't know if you'll see it either. I'm gonna head out to pick up paperwork for the septic system, and hopefully that all goes well without any issue. And this is the place where the airfield is. See the sock? DT56. I don't know if that means anything. But it stopped raining, so there's a big plus. I guess I spoke too soon. It's just a little bit of rain. I'm guessing the switches don't work because the guy is running out there in front of the train. And then I guess he hops back on. Yep. Okay. This is like a really long train. Ah, that brings back memories. That was one of the commercial rehab jobs that we did. That used to be an old school, and that was also one of those projects that was a timeline sensitive. We seem to have gotten a lot of those. Had to be done by a certain date, which meant umpteen hours per day to get it done on schedule. Well, that's all done. I've got the plan for where the septic system goes. He's going to send in the piece for the state and all that kind of stuff, and then there's a little bit more bureaucracy, shall we say, but nothing outrageous. That's easy enough to accomplish. And now all we're going to do is wait for the ground to dry out, and hopefully by June, if it doesn't keep raining, maybe. Well, the stopping rain was short-lived. It's back to raining.